Hi guys, sorry about the setting. I decided to record this Common App essay video while I'm waiting for my noodles to boil, which you will see in my week in the life vlog. So please go watch that as well. My name is Casey. I am a junior at Johns Hopkins, and this video is how to write your common essay in under an hour. Now that's kind of clickbaity, that might depend on each person, but I was able to write some of my essays in under an hour. Namely, my Hopkins essay I think took me in an hour or maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, something quick like that. So hopefully that can be you too. However, I do recommend that you do take some time if you can afford it. If you're some last minute person and you're watching this video, then good luck and please follow these steps. Oh, just so you feel like I'm a little bit credible in this, I am not some essay writing tutor. Like, I am a tutor for SAT if you want to check out my SAT videos. However, I did get into the following schools, and I'm sure that my essay had to do with part of why, so I think I do have some things to say here that might be valuable to you. Very first step is look at the Common App essay prompts that are available. See which one you think just sounds the easiest to you. You don't have to come up with some ridiculously complicated essay that has a very extremely extended metaphor. Number 2, spend like 10 minutes, no more than that, literally writing down every idea that you can come up with regarding that essay prompt. So personally, I picked the one that was like, tell me some personal achievement that sparked personal growth. And I've listed all the things that I think were points in my life where it sparked personal growth. It's just a very rough brainstorm. You don't have to think too hard about it, just the first things that come into mind. One thing that I personally found helpful was I asked my parents what they thought were some of my best achievements in life. You can ask a family, a friend, anyone who's been through all of your high school years if you personally cannot think of anything yourself, okay? Step 3, I would narrow down to just a few of those things, maximum. What you don't want to do in your Common App essay is try to list every single accomplishment you have in the entirety of your life. Think about this essay as one of your few chances to express your personality and something that might not be on the, oh sorry, my noodles are boiling. Something that might not be on the rest of your application. Sorry, my noodles were boiling the lid off, so that was scary. Sorry about that. As I was saying, so you want to be as concise as possible, and remember you do have this word limit of 500 words or something. You really want to make the admission officer think a little bit differently of you compared to the applicant next to you. And honestly, everyone at this point in your life, most people will not have accomplished something crazy, I don't know, come up with something, some new device that saves people from a different country. Most people at this point in their lives will not have come up with something crazy. However, you're still a very valuable person, and you're still someone who honestly probably deserves a spot in the college that you want to go to. So your job is to be as concise as possible, but still be able to portray that I have the character and the strength, and this is proof that I have that kind of character and strength to deserve a spot in your school, and this is how I fit best in your school, and I will also bring something to the table that will be useful for this school. Does that make sense? So don't think too hard, but just pick 1 or 2 maximum events or almost evidence that you are something that should be someone that should be considered. Step number 4 is just to write. I know I just mentioned the word count, I know I just mentioned being concise, but please do not give a flying shit about the word count for now. Just go ahead and put every single thing you can think of in an essay format onto paper. This will take you less time than you trying to agonize over every single sentence. Now, this might seem counterproductive because you're going to have to do a lot of cutting back afterwards, but this will probably save you more time than you having to, agonize over every single sentence like I said just now. Step number 5, now that you've written this very ridiculously long Common App essay, please go ahead and now do the concise part where you cut it all down. Try to reduce it down to less than 500 words because you literally have to. Do less if you can. At this point, you can recruit a friend, you can recruit a family member, you can do it yourself if you have no one to recruit. Just cut it down. These are the things that you want to cut down. You don't have to add too much background about yourself. You don't want to include anything that's already included in the application, as in little details that are already included in the application, have to re-explain it. For example, You can explain that you did some volunteering project in your local school, but you don't have to spend one paragraph explaining it. You can just mention briefly, I did this volunteering thing, because in your activity section, you would have already mentioned some of the key points to it. Does that make sense? So, well, in general, you shouldn't spend one paragraph explaining things. Just cut straight to the point that summarizes what it is that you did, and then talk about the story. Right? You want to cut the background and you want to go straight to the story. For example, let's say we're talking about this theoretical example volunteering project. You don't want to be like, over the course of my 4 years in high school, I volunteered for 756 hours. No one cares. What they want to hear about is how you met this person and your perspective changed because you came in with the idea that you were saving these people, which is very kind of a patronizing view. So, but then you found out later that this is not the correct view in for volunteering, and this is how you found out. You met so-and-so person, you had conversations with them, they were unhappy and upset with the way you were treating them, even though you came from a place of great intentions. You see how that is an example of telling your story and part of what makes you this wonderful applicant, in your opinion, that you want to send to these colleges and be like, please take me because I think I'm great and I think I have something to bring to the table, and my life experiences and my values will add to the class of 2026 or 7 or whatever it is that you're applying to. Sorry, we're past that. Yeah, whatever it is that you're applying to. Does that make sense? Yes. Step number 6, at this point, you should pretty much be done with your essay. You can get someone to go look it over really quick and just ask them, like, does this sound like me? Like, does this add to me looking really good? And if they say yes, then you're good to go. You can submit it, okay? However, if you don't have that, that's fine. At this point, you should be able to just submit it. That's your 1-hour tutorial.